Herder, the other assistant coach there, great staff. That was year one of their back-to-backs.
Canada still without a shot in this first period, 5.5 in. There's Curtis Hall battling for the puck at his feet. Finally picked up by the Canadians, and here's Barrett Hayton. He was the one who took the penalty that led to Team USA's power play goal. Down in the near side corner, Quentin Byfield, one of the top prospects for the 2020 draft. He tries to snap a shot, but it went off Hall's leg and wide.
You watch Byfield, 19 in red. He's got a lot of the dynamic that Cole Caulfield has. He doesn't need a whole lot of room to make a play. Great with a stick and can get himself open even when you don't think that he's got the ability to get open. Really shifty, good on his edges.
Another penalty called. Yeah, so Team Canada, as we watch Jordan Harris glide over to the box, has 10 first-round picks. The Canadians will show you one more time what happened here. The stick came up.
Play in front of the net. Yep, automatic. Canada will get a chance to go on the power play. As a coaching staff, you don't mind hard penalties. Penalties that drive you crazy, the lazy stick ones, US PK, with a chance to get itself on track. Steve Miller, assistant coach at Ohio State, runs the PK.
Here's Alexei Lafreniere, consensus #1 pick prospect for 2020. There's a kick save by Spencer Knight, and Canada has its first shot.
Watch Canada go 3 up high, and it'll be important as the U.S. lines up the middle. Just what I was talking about, the F1 high, F2 underneath to seal the middle. There it is.
Shot from the point. Good work from Parker Ford. He's a fun player, gritty player, sandpaper player, as you would say, Dave Starman.
Plays with a lot of snarl.
Here comes Lafreniere dancing in, pass in front, blocked by Spencer Stastny. He's going the other way. He'll hold up smartly. Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
And the word smartly, when you identify Notre Dame players, that goes hand in hand. The greatest compliment I've heard about that program came from an NHL GM who once said, when you draft or acquire a player who played at Notre Dame, you know that they're going to be pro-ready because of how well they've been coached at that school. That's Jeff Jackson, Paul Pooley, Andy Slaggert.
Minute and change gone by on the Canadian power play. Here comes Bowen Byram, top prospect for the Colorado Avalanche. Another shot block. John Beecher getting in the way of that one as the United States Kill tries to continue what it did last year on the PK. 92.3%, 12 of 13, again leading the way in the World Junior Championship.
Now you watch how they press down, try to get Lafreniere into a tight spot, and he wiggles his way out of it, which is why he has impressed so many scouts to move it the way he has. There's the nice glove save by Stastny as he gets going the other way. Stastny with great feet, and if you watch him throughout the course of this tournament, you will see Stastny kickstart a lot of the U.S. offense with the way that he can get the puck up ice and with how well he uses his feet.
It's the two Spencers playing goal for Team USA. Stastny has as many saves as Knight right now. Ty Smith. Team Canada just chock full of talent yet again. But coming off a 6th place finish a year ago on home soil, a certain disappointment for the Canadians. And really, as it comes to tournament success in Europe, they haven't had a lot. They haven't medaled the last 3 times the tournament was played overseas.
When you take a look at the way that it is shaken out with the elite federations in the World Juniors, you think the top 5 will always be the top 5.
Comes Canada. Barrett Hayton's shot. Rifled high and wide.
There's always a 6 that floats in. The Czech Republic has been good lately. The Swiss have been good.
Byram holds, fires another one wide. As Canada starting to build momentum as their power play expires. 5 seconds left. Another clear from Team USA. We're even strength.
If you're the U.S., as you're killing penalties, and that was a nice job killing penalties, keep Canada, if they're going to go 3 up high, then you force them to go station to station. Keep the puck on the perimeter. Don't let them beat you with a seam pass. Once that pass gets through the seam, then you open up the door to send 3 to the net and attack down low. I thought the U.S. did a really nice job at eliminating the seam and taking away the middle, especially with those 2 block shots.
Spencer Knight out to play the puck. He does like to do that from time to time. How is he in that regard in your estimation, Dave?
I think he's really strong with it. He can move the puck with authority. He can move it smartly. He can get out 2 pucks. He's good on his backhand. His goalie coach, Boston College, is Mike Ayers, and that's an area I know that they have worked a lot on. Mike Ayers really bright when it comes to that area of goaltending.
There's McIsaac had Aiden Dudash with him. Canadians lost possession. The Americans going the other way. Bounces by him, and now Team Canada will try another re-entry with 11 minutes left in the opening period.
Something to keep an eye on, Steve. Yeah, big hit. Something to keep an eye on. Canada in their exhibition games were really good playing in the middle lane of the ice. U.S. is not giving them the middle lane at all through the first 10 minutes. See if Canada can establish playing with the puck in the middle lane, attacking on the rush through the middle. If they can, they're in business. U.S. doing a nice job preventing it.
Puck going the length of the ice. No icing. Another big check laid by Alexis Lafreniere on Matthias Samuelsson. Body is being thrown by Team Canada, and the crowd, Ostrava is getting into it. Joe Veleno with some speed into the offensive zone. He drops it to Lafreniere. Back to Veleno. Shot off the shoulder of Spencer Knight. Far side, Veleno laying a check on Spencer Stastny. Beecher plays it back now to Stastny.
I guarantee you Dale Hunter or one of his minions on the Canadian bench said something along the lines of, are we going to show up and play, or are we going to get pushed around? Because in the last 2 minutes, the dynamic of this game physically has changed greatly, and it's been smart physical contact, not just contact for the sake of making it.
Canadians to the backhand. Dawson Mercer lost handle. Now on the near side. Drop pass. Quick shot. Blocked by Stastny again off the stick of Akil Thomas. Mercer looking for Lavoie. Lavoie has it. Far side, he's got some room to come in. High slot, near side. And the puck triples back out of the zone and allows the United States to change.
Forwards did a nice job collapsing there to pack it in.
Josh drop, quick backhander. Knight with a quick response to keep it out of the net. Trevor Zegras in pursuit. The Anaheim Ducks prospect wearing number 9 for the United States. One of the more fun personalities on this Team USA roster, that's for sure. He likes to mix it up. Best buddies with Alex Turcotte. Ty Emerson's shot from the point was tipped, but wide.
Zegras is a guy who really good 5-on-5 and is really good vocally. Like Lenny Cannell, the assistant coach at Boston University, said he's got a little kachuk in him where he loves the chirp, and every once in a while he's standing there on the bench and says, did he really say that?
More often than not, yes, he did. Knight dropped the first one, and charging in for the rebound was Team Canada, and he was up to the task again. Dylan Cousins, Buffalo Sabres 7th overall pick in 2019, playing for Lethbridge in the Western Hockey League.
Cousins is a guy, when you want to change the pace of a game, is terrific. Wears 22 in red, great speed, wins a ton of races. Just an elite level skater, gets to a lot of loose pucks, high compete, and when he's on the ice, momentum can change quickly.
And it appears to have done just that in the last few minutes in favor of Team Canada. And Dave, you talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Rivalry game, first game of the World Junior Championships. There's going to be some butterflies and nerves. It's just natural. These are humans. These are young men. They're kids. And now they're kind of getting their legs under them. Oliver Wahlstrom trying to dangle through. Good D from Jared McIsaac. Snapshot from Jordan Harris, patted away by Nico Dawes. Harris throws it on net. Shane Pinto, first goal scorer for Team USA. Now chasing, will go off fresh legs. Canada with an opportunity, good stick from Nick Robertson to take away possession.
And it was all set up by Samuelson's gap too. Samuelsson with a tight gap, 24 in white, was able to deflect the attack a little bit and delay it. When that happened, that allowed Robertson to stand his ground and have a good stick. I think the U.S. has been real good in their transition to defense and picking up trailers here. Also been real good packing it in.
DeAndre Miller across to Arthur Kaliev. Now down in the near corner to the point. Stastny goes behind the net, off the end boards, back to the point. Another shot off the glove of Kevin Ball, bounce to the right of Dawes. Stastny will filter it along through. Cutting in was Alex Turcotte, but unable to find him was Arthur Kaliev, a pair of Kings prospects on the same line together right now for Team USA. Here is Turcotte, 5th overall pick. Cuts over the middle, feeds it to Jack Drury.
God, does Turcotte look like his dad when he plays? His dad was in Baltimore in 1991 when I was there doing some radio stuff, and watching Alfie Turcotte with his hands and his ability to get on his edges and slash in hard areas and use his shoulders to get inside of a check was really dynamic to watch. And Alex has a whole lot of that in his game and a little bit more size to boot.
I think that is the consensus when asking about Alex Turcotte. Say it's kind of like looking back in a time machine and seeing Alfie's hands. Alfie, of course, the 17th overall pick, Montreal Canadiens, back in 1983. His son has the bragging rights on father in terms of draft stats. Here's John Beecher cutting back the shot. Never saw Nico Dawes.
Like how my old buddy Fred Plutch described John Beecher. Fred does a lot of work within the Big Ten. Said he just looks like a Bruin. Big, strong power forward with a mean streak.
The 30th overall pick for the Bees in last year's draft.
Beecher playing at the University of Michigan and having a good season under Mel Pearson.
Kind of an outlier in being a New York native, but a Red Sox fan. As there's a shot off the side of the net to the left of Spencer Knight. 5 minutes left in the first period. 1-0 Team USA. Zegras will pick it up now. And we have a whistle. We'll take a breather here. No breather for Shane Pinto. He'll come back out on the ice. He put Team USA up 1-0 on Canada. Group of death. The broadcast of this game is authorized by USA Hockey, and a rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description of this game without the express written consent of USA Hockey and the International Ice Hockey Federation is strictly prohibited.
Keep an eye, by the way, on defensive zone draws for Team USA. Remember, they've got 6 lefties and a righty, so depending on what side of the rink that the faceoff is on will depend on whether or not they're going to try to win it back and go all the way around to the weak side and out, or whether or not the defenseman on the inside of the circle towards the net is going to cut behind the centerman and pop it up off the glass on the short side. When you've got so many of the same shots, you've got to be very creative in how you're managing defensive zone draws with the defenseman involved in it.
Thinking back to last year, Jack St. Ivy making the roster thanks in large part to him being a right shot D. Delano was checked on the end boards, was looking for a penalty, didn't get it. Canada will set up shot at the point. Another block shot for Team USA. That's been a theme of this first period. Shots now 7-6 in favor of Team Canada. It was 5 or 6-0 Team USA at one point, and the ice started to tilt for the boys in red about midway through. Here's Nick Robertson, Toronto Maple Leafs 53rd overall selection last year's draft. His brother Jason was a member of last year's silver medal winning team. He's in the Dallas Stars organization, and he was terrific last year.
And Nick with a really high compete level. He reminds me of a really young Zach Parise. And Zach Parise, when he was at North Dakota, every loose puck within 15 feet of him was a battleground, and Robertson's the same way.
Zach Parise, people may think of the 2004 Junior Championships. He was an outstanding player from Team USA. Another whistle and another break for us. United States, thanks to a power play goal from Shane Pinto. Right of North Dakota, or Franklin Square, New York, rather, plays for the University of North Dakota.
Long Island first.
Yeah, that's right. My mistake. With Dave Starman, I'm Stephen Elson.
And the dad went to Michigan State. You're scattered all over now.
I asked him, what's it like being a New York native going to North Dakota? He's like, you know, it's a bit of a culture shock, but in a good way for him.
I'll tell you what, this New Yorker will tell you this. I've spent so much time in Grand Forks, I don't even need my GPS anymore, and it's a great little town. I love it there. The rink's unbelievable. The program's terrific. Great support of their hockey team. It's a fun place to be. It's cold, but it's fun.
They kind of like hockey there in Grand Forks.
I've always said playing goal for North Dakota is like playing goal for the Montreal Canadiens. You're just in a fishbowl, and everybody knows what's going on, and they are dialed in.
Mattias Samuelsson, captain for Team USA, first New Jersey native to captain the red, white, and blue in a World Junior Championship. We got a delayed call coming up on Team Canada. Quick shot off the shoulder of Dawes and back out to neutral ice. No whistle yet. Extra attacker out for Team USA. And finally, Canada will touch up.
Dale Hunter, not happy. Certainly a guy who understands penalties. Took a few of them during his career. Canada will go shorthanded. The one thing both teams talked about was not wanting to take stick penalties. That is just a lazy penalty. You can't water ski. And McIsaac takes the penalty and gives the U.S. a really good opportunity here. In a momentum swing time of the period, you're under 3 minutes. And if you're looking at this as Canada's perspective, you're down 1-0, but you've played fairly well for good chunks of the period. Now all of a sudden the U.S. starting to gain some traction back in the period. Door opens up wide. Pinto take the opening draw, then watch him to get right between those hash marks.
Like that, a double whammy there for McIsaac. Took the penalty, then fell right on his rear end. So, 2-minute power play upcoming for the United States. 1-for-1 in this game. Shane Pinto, the goal scorer, he's out there in this first unit. Bobby Brink. Bobby or Brink, his full name. Jones, cross, one-timer wide, off the stick of Oliver Wallstrom. Robertson touches it along to Wallstrom. Back to the point. Here's Brink, dancing to the top of the right circle. Go around the net, patiently waiting for something to open up.
Well, it reminds me of Jeremy Bracco, doesn't he?
Oh, good look. Looking for Pinto again. On the deflection was Jones. They got something working up high and down low, but it did go wide. Jones to Brink. Brink waltzing in. Touch pass to Pinto, but a good block in front of Dawes. Spencer Knight coming out to play it. Canada and the United States will both change units.
Knight thought about moving it, but the change wasn't in a great spot. And instead of turning the puck over and having to come back at him, Knight smartly hold on to it.
Alex Turcotte. Good pass across. Arthur Kaliev scores another power play goal for Team USA. That's his office, Dave Starman. You get Arthur Kaliev in that right circle, he's going to do some damage.
Tony Gasparini, scout for the LA Kings, said to me like Caulfield, he is a pure goal scorer, Kaliev is, and he gets himself in a great spot. U.S. on a entry, maintains possession. Zegras was the one who maintained it, and off a shaky entry, Turcotte recovers, and the pass comes across, and bingo, Kaliev doesn't wait. And the key to the whole play, Kaliev doesn't wait. Look at it, that thing is gone. That puck spent less than a quarter of a second on a stick of Kaliev. No dusting, just shooting. No extra move. Caulfield with his speed, gains his own, pushed Canada back, and a really good recovery by Zegras to make the play. Momentum swing time of the period, lazy penalty. That's a kick in the shorts for Canada, who's having a pretty good middle part of that period.
And the hands from Zegras to retrieve the puck and then quickly feed it to Kaliev. 2-0 Team USA.
And guess what? It all started with the smart decision by Spencer Knight not to just throw the puck up quickly on a bad line change. Because he held it, he allowed the United States to gain its composure, to get up the ice with some continuity. And to me, most goals happen 3 or 4 plays before. Give Knight some credit with his hockey IQ.
Arthur Kaliev, the 33rd overall pick in 2019 to the LA Kings. My friend John Hoven, the mayor, covers Kings prospects, says, hey, when Kaliev scores a goal, there is a hashtag, Team USA fans, Artie Party. That's something to celebrate right there.
Been compared a lot to Thomas Vanek, longtime NHLer, longtime star at the University of Minnesota. Same kind of play. There are times where Kaliev might look like he is not going full bore, but his efficiency as a player is what separates him.
Final minute of play in the opening 20 in Ostrava. United States, the 2-0 advantage on the rival Canadians. Bowen Byram. Lafreniere feeds it around to Veleno. Lafreniere, Veleno, and Kirby Dach were a powerhouse line together in the summer showcase. Dach up with the Chicago Blackhawks, so not eligible for this tournament in Team Canada. Dasty and Lafreniere doing battle in the corner, comes out to the point with Cale Addison. Out to the other side, Byram cycles with Addison. Pressured there by John Beecher. Stick came up on Byram. He was looking to the officials for a call. None is coming. Last 5 seconds here of the opening frame, and the puck is probably just going to sit in neutral ice until we hear the horn. There it is. First period of action in the 2020 World Junior Championships is complete. The United States and Canada.
Retrieval, and The first one was a long shot that Pinot got himself in the middle of the ice and deflected. The second one was that great play by Turcotte to recover a puck right to Zegras, and Kaliev, trailing the play, put his stick down and buried it quickly. I thought the U.S. was good on the attack. They were good on the rush. And most importantly, they kept Canada way to the outside on the bigger ice surface. It allows them to transition back to defense quickly and take away the middle lane, which Canada wants to use.
Canadians did show off some physicality and some speed in the opening 20. Shots were 10-8 in favor of the United States. An unofficial track of the scoring chances by our own Jonathan Barron has it 2-2. By the way, of the point getters for the Americans in the opening frame of the 6, 3 New York natives: Pinto, Kaliev, and Zegras. Zach Jones, of course, the first Virginian on the USA roster. Bobby Brink from Minnesota, and Alex Turcotte from Illinois.
Building a dynasty here in the Empire State. I will say this: New York has become a really good player development state over the last 20 years.
Of course, some New York prospects on the USA roster as well. Zach Jones in the Rangers system, along with Keandre Miller, Wahlstrom, and Pivanka, Isles prospects. About a minute gone by in the sandwich stanza. Not a lot happening up to this point. Matthias Samuelsson, captain, hold things up. You talked about head coach Scott Sandelin having a slow heartbeat, calm demeanor. Matthias Samuelsson is just that. If you looked at Matthias or talked to Matthias, you wouldn't know whether he's happy, whether he's sad, whether he's got energy or he's tired. He's the same way.
I can't tell you how many scouting reports I've written on him where I said I wonder about his urgency, but that's not it. He's just got a low pulse point, but tremendous effectiveness.
Oh, good tip in front from Veleno. Even better save from Spencer Knight. Feed from Byram. There's Cole Caulfield, dynamic goal-scoring prospect for the Montreal Canadiens. Somehow lasted the 15th overall pick. Spencer Stastny. Throw it on ahead. Chipped in. Brink down to Turcotte. He's checked by Hayton. Stastny goes across to Miller. Miller throws it wide. The Canadian netminder plays for Guelph in the OHL. 2020 prospect. Bobby Brink, touch pass across. Quick shot, gloved by Dawes.
It's an important save for Dawes after an up and down first period. Goals, he had no chance on either one of them, but still he got pegged for 2, so a good early save. A little clip in the chops there on Addison as Canada got their transition started. U.S. with a good chance as they come in off the walls, and you take a look at the U.S. being able to get into hard areas behind the Canadian defense, something that we'll continue to want to do. By the way, getting back to Samuelsson real quick, when you're 6'5", it takes a little while for those long levers to get going.
Matthias, of course, the son of Shell. Here's Caulfield looking for Alex Turcotte off the skate back to the point. Zach Jones shot blocked by Dawes. Rebound unable to be controlled by Parker Ford.
I love that play. Taking a puck, airmailing it up either in front or just over the opposing defense to try to get them distracted by looking at a puck, and then attacking ferociously, try to get a turnover. It's become it's been a really effective play by defensemen getting out of their own zone for years, and you see it more and more.
Let's see, one player out there with the full visor, or a couple out there, one being Quentin Byfield. Byfield's wearing number 19 for the Canadiens, top prospect eligible for the 2020 draft. He and Alexis Lafreniere. What do you know, what do you hear about those two on the Canadian side, Dave?
Lafreniere, when you watch him play, you notice his goal scoring right away. I know he's the first player to score 40 in the Quebec League at 16 since Sid did it. And between his playmaking, his ability on his edges, there was a play he made in the first period where he went wide. The U.S. did a good job at forcing the attack wide, and they pinned him into a corner, and what did he do? He slid through and managed to set up a scoring chance. That was the one that was blocked by Stastny. When you're that good on your edges, you're never out of a play with your ability to get to the middle of the ice quickly.
Now, last year in the tournament, we were able to watch both Jack Hughes and Capo Caco. They ultimately went 1-2. Neither of them are playing in this year's World Junior Championship. Again, another preview of the next draft, 1 and 2 on the Canadian roster by itself.
Last year was the U.S. year. This is Canada's year. They could have 6 of the top 8 or 9 in the upcoming draft, whereas the U.S. last year dominated that draft. It's all cyclical depending on the birth years.
59 Americans drafted in total. What a pass from Akil Thomas across to McMichael, and Canada has cut the deficit in half.
for Canada as they go wide. It starts with a real good retrieval and a real good first pass out. Canada had a little space to go, little chip off the wall, and Akil Thomas, who reminds me a lot of Anthony Beauvillier of the Islanders, is able to throw that pass right across to the front. Ball with his head up. Big man, always looking, throws it up. They win a battle on the wall. Samuelson has the puck picked off his stick, and look at Akil Thomas, head up, throws to the front, and McMichael, much like Kaliev, when he went to the front of the net, stick down, don't dust it. Pass comes through, and he pushes it straight through on Spencer Knight. Huge goal for the team in red and black.
Connor McMichael, the 25th overall pick of the Washington Capitals in 2019. The goal from Akil Thomas, who won the second round of the Kings in 2018. And Canada has a goal. 2-1 now. 16-15 left in the Sanford stand. Go Valeno. Now, we have another stoppage here. Wants to know what the whistle is for. Offside is the call.
Once you get good out, if you're a defenseman, you take what's given. You don't have to make that first pass out if you got some space. And Ball does just that. Ball's coming up the ice. He's looking for a play. Ball reminds me a lot of Brandon Carlo, who played for the U.S. in the World Juniors, now playing for the Boston Bruins. Good stride, good explosion. Found some space to get into, and once he got to the point where he was, it gave him more options than a shorter pass. Went with a little dink off the wall, and Thomas with a great centering pass.
Ball, a draft pick of the Coyotes, now in the Devils system, thanks to the recent Taylor Hall trade. So he leaves his mark on that first goal for the Canadiens.
Ball's a guy that can be a good middle four defenseman in the NHL and kickstart a breakout, as you just saw.
Look out, bouncing in front of Spencer Knight. He steers it wide. The shot through traffic. Knight never saw it. Canadians with some juice here in the second period. Shot was blocked in front of Knight. And Jack Drury will send it around the end boards. Caulfield jostling with Ty Smith. Turcotte will join the fun. Dugout now with Liam Foudy. The Jackets first rounder in 2018.
See Foudy, think Joel Farabee. Very similar player.
Farabee, of course, found a spot in a role with the Philadelphia Flyers in the big club. Another World Junior eligible player, but he's in the National right now. Puck out of the reach of the outstretched Canadian, and we'll have an icing call.
So Canada stems the tide and takes some of the momentum with them, and the response by the U.S. is something you certainly want to watch. Remember that when you get a goal scored on you, especially in the early stanza or the early part of the stanza, the one thing you want to see is the response of the team that got scored on. And for the U.S. now, it's been a little scrambly as Dale Hunter looks on, and the one thing that he wants his team to do, and the one thing he's been talking about, he wants them to play north, he wants them to go forward, and he wants to put a lot of pucks to the front of the net.
Canadians quickly back into the offensive zone. 5 minutes and change gone by. Byfield's backhand ends up going the other way.
And keep an eye on this if you're watching at home. The one thing that Dale Hunter talked about when he talked about that going north is if they put pucks in behind the defense, great. They're gaining a lot of zone time off the rush as opposed to using the place and race.
Chipped ahead. United States with some numbers. Kaliev on the left side. Shot, glove save from Nico Dawes. Oliver Wahlstrom, you know he's an offensive weapon. For the first time said his name with any significance during this game thus far.
Canada got caught with a pinch and a line change. And nice save by Dawes, good angle. Wahlstrom didn't have much to go with it. He couldn't get it across to the opposite side of the net as one of Canada's defensemen came sliding by. That was Jacob Bernard-Docker, the only NCAA player on the Canadian roster.
Teammates with Shane Pinto, who scored the first goal for Team USA. Talking about Jacob Bernard-Docker. Both for Brad Berry at North Dakota.
I see Bernard-Docker. I think Jacob Chikrin. Like, just a really similar player. Brad Berry loves where this kid has become. Really good defensive stick, uses his body really well. He plays with Colton Pullman there on their shutdown pair, and he is just really coming along, gotten stronger, gotten smarter.
I asked Shane Pinto for a scouting report on his teammate. Confident on the blue line, patient, and just a sick shot.
You know, playing the NCHC, that's got a heavier style of play. It's got some older players in it, bigger, stronger. Docker's done a nice job at adapting his body to that conference.
Bueno drop pass to Bernard Docker, who chips it forward. Down behind Spencer Knight to Knight's left. Pinto battling. We got a penalty coming up. Looks like Team Canada will have another power play. Holding's the call. Pinto's off for 2. It's now 2-1 after Canada's first goal of the game. You're watching the 2020 World Junior Champion.
NHL Adam Foot. Pinto grabs the hold, wraps the arm up, and nothing you can argue about that.
Nolan's brother Cal won gold at this tournament in 2018. Went 14th overall to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Jack Drury and Dylan Cousins will square off on the draw, won by Canada. Setting up at the point, Alexis Lafreniere. He's got Hayton to his right. Snapshot score. Barrett Hayton ties the game at 2 with a power play tally.
It all starts with a secondary win off the faceoff, and Canada goes to work as they get set up right down. Bumper gets set up, net front presence gets set up, quick pass over, and on the off wing, Hayden's able to make the play. Really good secondary win off the draw. Now they're in control. Head up, find options, quick, bang. You've seen 3 of the 4 goals get scored today with the puck coming off the goal scorer's stick and being there for less than half a second. What a pass, what a shot. Bad penalty, and bad penalties have been the theme of this game, and it is something that was emphasized to Team USA before the game. Stay out of the box. Canada's power play is too good.
3 power play tallies in total. And Barrett Hayton, who had 4 assists, was a +8 last year's tournament for Team Canada. Again, with the second goal of the game, it's now a tie game. United States and Canada. I mean, did you expect anything different? This rivalry game opening up the World Junior Championship. Going to be a good one no matter which way you sliced it. Here's Cole Caulfield. And dangling through, lost possession. Streaking along the left side, pulling it in and firing, but it went off the leg of Spencer Stastny. Was Liam Foudy. Now near side, Jack Drury. He breaks to the outside. Pressured there by Smith. Ty Dellandrea. Tried to poke it ahead. And now the zone is cleared. Chasing it is Raphael Lavoie. He's checked off by Samuelson. Puck fluttered in the air, now ends up in neutral ice. Jacob Bernard Docker will fling it behind Knight. Pass to the middle. Andre Miller takes over possession. Pass ahead in front of Alex Turcotte. Canadians will take over once more as we approach the 12-minute mark of the second period.
Samuelson with a really good play, good puck protection. To quote my late friend Doug Woog, former coach at the University of Minnesota, that kid is an oak tree with arms. And we mourn the passing of Doug Woog, who passed away recently. Great man, great coach.
Now Cam York tries to backhand it by Lavoie. Then wraparound attempt from McMichael. He scored the first goal for Team Canada, denied a second. Addison loses it. Brink was in pursuit. Turcotte gives it back to him. Bobby Brink waiting for some company. Will hold up inside the line. On the far side, thrown in the middle of the slot. Off a Canadian skate and going the other way is Lavoie. He slaps one that's steered wide by Spencer Knight.
You'll notice, by the way, most of half the benches on both sides are in the offensive zone. So line changes are tricky for both teams this period, because you got to make sure you change on sides depending on where the puck is.
Yeah, the United States responds after 2 goals from Team Canada. Wallstrom's shot never got through. Cousins with speed. He snaps one off a leg.
I'm going to tell you straight out, Wallstrom has got to be a factor in this game.
Turnover in front of Knight. He has to shoulder one off the glass and out of play as Barrett Hayton, the 5th overall pick in 2018, was looking for his 2nd straight goal.
You know, when you're a high draft pick, you're going to earn some high praise and some high comparisons. I've heard Paul Stastny as a comparison with Hayden. To me, he's a bigger Brent Sutter. He does all the things Brent Sutter did well. He's got the shot, he's got feet, he's got some snarl to his game. He can think quick. Love the way he plays the game, and he's just got that ability to attract an opponent towards him, make a play, and then get moving to be able to be in position for a secondary play. Wonderful player to watch.
They're on the bench with a fellow top 10 selection in Dylan Cousins. The United States tallies both came on the man advantage. See if they can generate some more action 5-on-5 play.
I'll tell you this. I think the U.S. needs a couple of big stops in its own zone. They've gotten one or two recently, but I mean consistently, I think they need to show Canada that they can once again, like they did in the first period, keep to the outside and not let them gain offensive zone time and make plays.
Collision behind Spencer Knight. Alexis Lafreniere, the one laying the wood. He's thrown his body around a few times in this game. In the consensus #1 prospect for the 2020 draft for Mooski and Quebec Major Junior League. Halfway through the hockey game, a one-timer just misses off the stick of Nolan Foote. He flutters toward Knight. He can't grab it, and waltzing in was McIsaac. Canadians pressuring here. Already tied it up with 2 unanswered. That one goes wide. Deflected in front of Knight. Wide. United States cleared, but we're going to have an icing. Hey fans, you're going to want to visit usahockeyfoundation.com and please join in making a contribution to help our women's, men's, and sled national teams as they prepare for the 2022 Olympics. Every donation helps, no matter what the amount. So visit usahockeyfoundation.com right now and make a contribution.
A couple of defending gold medalists among those teams that we were just talking about on the women's side and the sled side. The sled team now under the auspices of David Hopp. Spent a long time as the CIC of the Northern Plains District out of North Dakota.
Shots in the second period, 8-4 in favor of Canada. Pass wide tonight, purpose. Jack Drury having to fight for possession of the puck. Keandre Miller comes over to lay the body. Comes back to the near side point. Drysdale pass. Good stick in front by Cam York to negate the pass. Caulfield will throw it ahead as he avoids a body check. Now Drysdale. Jamie Drysdale, the Erie Otters, the 2020 prospect. Pass in front, another penalty coming up on the United States as Aiden Dudas was dragged down. Delayed call, so Canada will have an extra attacker.
You saw one of Canada's players lose their helmet, just so the fans know, in double IIHF hockey, if you lose your helmet, you've got to go right to the bench. You can't pick it up, put it back on.
The Canadians will break out. U.S. will touch up. Interference, the call.
Look at this ridiculous goal.
The biggest names with the biggest skills on the biggest highlight show on NHL Network.
U.S. will be shorthanded, and Canada, with a real good rush, was able to get the puck through the middle of the ice really quickly so they could gain the zone. And there you see York taking his man down, Dudas, 25 in red. And that brings out another Canada power play. The last power play they scored out with a really good face-off win. Secondary win off a scramble to the right. They got the puck wheeling towards the middle and then back towards the right side for that big one-timer.
That fan in the middle of your screen there is just loving life. It's the World Junior Championship. Of course he's jacked up. The United States and Canada tied at 2 in the second period. It was 2-0 USA thanks to 2 first-period power play goals. Canada has roared back in the second. And now is an opportunity to break the tie and take the lead. Good save by Spencer Knight. Setting up at the top is Kalen Addison. Lafreniere to his left, Hayton on the right side. Those two linked up for the second Canadian goal. Samuelson's stick chipped it out toward the point, but not out of the zone. Hayton holding. Pass in front. Puck still loose in front of Spencer Knight. Finally dug out on the near side, and Curtis Hall will clear it.
Got Emerson turned around a little bit. Good attempt for Canada.
Canadians quickly with speed. Addison to Valeno. taken away by Samuelson and cleared.
It's a great example of what we talked about earlier with Samuelson about that low post point. He looks like he's very calm and very relaxed. And you saw him do it right there. He attacked a good trigger. Guy in his backhand stole a puck, efficiently moved it out.
Samuelson playing now for Western Michigan for longtime NHL coach Andy Murray. Minute left. Snapshot shouldered by Spencer Knight. We play on. Keandre Miller. He'll lay a check on Addison. Help push the puck out of the zone. Final 40 to the penalty on Cam York. Dylan Cousins. Feed it back to Ty Smith. Nolan Foote. Rister scores! Canada takes a 3-2 lead with its second power play goal.
Scott Sandlin's not going to panic, but he and Steve Miller have to be a little concerned with how well Canada's moving the puck through seams and how well that they're gaining the blue line without a whole lot of pressure against them. This is another play where Canada moves the puck to the middle, gets it off to the right way, and the second consecutive goal that Canada scored by going upstairs on the glove side of Spencer Knight. Knight's a big goalie who likes to play off the line. But when you play off the line, much like a Henrik Lundqvist, you're going to give up the top part of the net, even if you go down, despite how big you are. And Canada has now found it twice. Good entry, good puck control, a walk to the middle to bring the congestion and the coverage in, use the width of the rink, and Canada connects to the same spot again.
So Nolan Foote, whose father won an Olympic gold medal back in 2002, scored a goal in that tournament. He gives Canada a 3-2 lead against the United States, 6.5 to play in the second period of this Group B matchup at the 2020 World Junior Championships. Oliver Wahlstrom dancing in. What a dangle! Couldn't find it. Throws it behind Nico Dawes, who makes the save.
9 games with the Islanders, some time in the American League under Brent Thompson in Bridgeport. Wahlstrom with a nice little dangle through, and this is where he is effective. Remember, I told you a few minutes ago, for this game to be a good game for the U.S., Wahlstrom needs to be a factor. And that was the first awakening for Wahlstrom in this one. You worry about those guys sometimes that come down from the pro level. Sometimes if the pros are lending you to the World Junior team, means you aren't playing a lot. It could take you a little while to get some traction. You also have to fight off the expectations put on you from the outside.
Wahlstrom with 9 points in 20 games played in Bridgeport in the American League. That he wanted to play in this tournament. One last chance to play with his buddies, and he wanted to go out with a gold medal. Didn't want to end his junior career with anything less than that.
Dawes has been really good here in period number 2. Canada has been really good in period number 2. One thing they've done, I think, is they have gotten a better transition to defense. Their defensemen have had better gaps. They've moved the puck out clean. They've moved it wide. To me, they have cut the rink down, so they're not going 200 feet a whole lot. They've been able to kill some plays early, so their transition is starting from a higher point in the rink, and that has allowed them to use their speed and the width of the ice, something that their head coach, Gail Hunter, wanted to see more of.
Dawes setting up in net, 2020 draft prospect, playing his first international tournament. Currently in his 3rd season with the Guelph Storm. The OHL just celebrated his 19th birthday last Sunday. Hopes to celebrate a victory here today. Canada has come from behind to take a 3-2 lead here in the second. Deflection off the stick of John Beecher, off the glass behind Dawes. With Dave Starman, Stephen Elson here for this opening contest in the World Junior Championship. USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland, the same day. We already saw the Czech Republic, the home country, upset the Russians. So it's been a special day to start.
Boy, did that set up a very interesting game on December 30th between the U.S. and the Czechs. You can look at a situation where you might have the possibility of each team in that game being 2-1, depending on how things go. And round number 1 for the U.S., that game could mean a whole lot in terms of crossover play.
That was a desperate play and a big play by Jack Drury to cancel out a potential odd man rush for the Canadians. Now back into the offensive zone, Team USA. Running to the middle was Alex Turcotte. Will join the party in the corner with Cole Caulfield, his teammate at the University of Wisconsin. Stastny at the point. Caulfield backhand across to another Badger, Keandre Miller. He throws it behind the net. Bounces over the stick of Turcotte. And Byram will set the Canadians back up for a breakout. Big check down below. Parker Ford. Maybe a quote-unquote undersized player. He plays with that chip, to be sure. Byram along the left side. Puck now behind Spencer Knight. And they've beaten him glove side twice. Something to keep in mind as the action continues here. Ford has some space and chips it forward. Now Stastny, Preds prospect, will throw it into the far side.
What's interesting, John Van Beesbroek, all 5'9" of them, when he was an NHL goaltender, one of the best things he did was cover the short side high with his glove.
Deflection in front, Pinto again. Puck still loose. Picked up by Brink. Back to Pinto. Now far point. Shot was deflected away from Dawes. Another stick came up. And we can have another power play. It looks like it. Stastny's stick appeared to clip Raphael Lavoie. Another 2-minute advantage upcoming for the Canadians. Lead 3-2.
Got to be in control of your stick. It's automatic. If you're the U.S. now, I mean, obviously, this face-off is a critical draw. You've been beaten on 2 draws that set up a couple of goals here. A first win and first clear are important.
Canadians do win it. Lafreniere at the point. First power play unit back out there for the Canadians. One-timer. Lafreniere rather, goes wide. Now Hayton scored earlier in the contest. We'll give it down low to Joe Veleno. Addison holding. Lafreniere looking across for Hayton. No lane to pass. No look pass in front. Good sticks from both Emberson and Samuelson. But the puck dug out by Lafreniere. One-timer off Veleno's stick. Goes wide. And hits the netting, so we'll have a stoppage. Find the latest official USA Hockey apparel and souvenirs online at shopusahockey.com. Personalized jerseys to hoodies, backpacks, t-shirts, and everything else. You can find it all at shopusahockey.com.
Emerson contains his man. And if you're killing a penalty as a defenseman, if the forward with the puck on his stick, or even the defenseman, you got your head up and in possession, you don't want to attack, you want to contain, but with a good stick to eliminate a passing lane. If the puck starts to bobble, if that player with the puck turns to his backhand, those are triggers, which as a penalty killer you can attack, try to force a turnover.
1:25 left on the Canadian power play. They'll throw it behind Spencer Knight. Comes out to touch it. Picked up by Nolan Foote. He's checked behind the net by Keandre Miller, one of the alternate captains for Team USA in this tournament, along with Oliver Wahlstrom. Those two and Matthias Samuelsson make up the leadership core. We're halfway done with the man advantage. Byram lost it, and it's cleared by Hall.
Really nice job by Jordan Harris. Remember, he's a left-handed shot playing on the right side on this PK because of the overabundance of left-handed shooting defensemen the U.S. has. Emerson's the only righty, and he made a really good play with his stick to break up and slow down that rush.
Puck flutters into the glove of Spencer Knight. We'll have a face-off in front of him to his right as Byram and Keandre Miller exchange some holiday pleasantries.
Miller's become a much, much better penalty-killing player. Interesting story with Miller. Donnie Granato told it to me when he was at the program. Said what they did with Miller one year was they made him a 5-on-5 and penalty kill guy, no power play. They wanted to improve that part of his game. The following year, they did it the other way. Made him a 5-on-5 penalty kill guy to improve that part of his game. So he got to see each special team for a season, emphasized his 5-on-5 play, and that has really helped him as he continues to move along through college hockey and towards the New York Rangers.
That Ranger rebuild happening quickly before our eyes at the National Hockey League level. I think all Blue Shirt fans are excited to see what the 22nd overall pick in 2018 can offer them soon. Hayton holds, passes across, off a skate, and never got through to Spencer Knight, and will go back out into the neutral zone. Turned over, Beecher Doesn't have the numbers, but he did have the puck briefly as we get to the final 10 seconds of the power play.
That's got to go in. 1 against 2. You don't have numbers. You're at the end of a shift. Play smart. Get the puck in.
Canadians have it back in the offensive zone. Final 5 seconds of the Stastny penalty. Hayton will give it across. There's some room. Veleno's quick shot off the pad of Spencer Knight. We're back at even strength. Dancing in, Shane Pinto. Tried to whack it around the inboards, but fanned on it. Picks up possession and then loses it to Barrett Hayton. The battle along the boards ends up back at center ice. Team USA will re-enter. Wahlstrom holding up, looking for some real estate. We'll just throw it into the corner.
He knew he had Pinto there. The only problem was Pinto's at the end of his shift. And Pinto did a nice job staying above the puck to keep it in.
Wahlstrom has the puck taken away from him. Trying to dance by him was Lafreniere. Wahlstrom took it away. Now Nick Robertson. Pass. Jack Drury's shot goes high, bounces across the goal line, but stays out of the net. Final minute of the second period. United States trying to tie things up before they head into the room as that puck ends up out of play, so we'll have a face-off in front of Dawes. All right, if you've never tried hockey, you're probably watching this game thinking, who's the trash can calling the game? But if you never played it, I want you to listen closely. USA Hockey is going to provide you a chance to try hockey for free, absolutely free, at its next National Try Hockey for Free Day on Saturday, February 22nd, as part of Hockey Week across America. If you want to learn more information, visit tryhockeyforfree.com.
Great job by Dawes in staying with that. The U.S. puck management the last 3 or 4 minutes, especially in the offensive zone, has been average at best.
Ty Emerson with 45 seconds left will send it around the boards. Now picked up by Caulfield. He shoots one off the glass. Emerson joining the puck battle. Final half minute of play in this second period. Canada with 3 unanswered this period to take a 1-goal lead. Well, this is fun. Wake me up when it's over, Star. All right. And once it does end, we have a whistle and a penalty. As the helmet came off of John Beecher, explained earlier the IIHF rules in that regard. As we take a look at big 6'7", 240-pound Kevin Ball, playing for Ottawa in the OHL. He's pleading his case, but it's not going to matter. He'll sit for 2 at the end of this period.
He's a guy with a little sandpaper in his game, and he used it right here. Anytime you get into one of these scrums, you're always at the risk of a penalty. But look at Drury playing above the puck. Ball's on a good side of it. Bernard Docker's on a good side of it. Then the penalty happens at the end. It's a nicely done scrum positionally that just didn't end well for Canada.
Pinto will take the draw. He's got Wahlstrom to his left. Canadians win it and clear.
Linesman kind of jobbed Pinto on that one. He warned Pinto to get off the dot. Pinto wanted to own the front half of the dot where the puck usually drops. Pinto wouldn't give it up. He dropped it away from him.
Last 3 seconds. He needed a quick chance. Pass in front. Oh, what a shot. Did he score? They are signaling a good goal. The United States ties it at the buzzer. They're surely going to take another look at this, but the initial call on the ice was a good goal.
Well, let's see if this one stands. But a really good job by the U.S. going to the net. Good controlled entry. With the low play, they get 3 to the front of the net. It starts to scramble around. There's no question. It's in. Pinto, stick down, bumper guy, good spot. It all started with a really good drive inside and down low. When you do that, you get everybody's back to it. Look at all Canada's faces. They're all facing away from the front of the net and towards the back of the net. Pinto gets inside everybody. Nobody knew he was there. The only question remains, did it go in before the buzzer? Look at everybody's head on Canada turn around. Everybody's facing the puck area except for one. He made a good play on it. That was Drysdale, who's only the 7th 17-year-old ever to play for Canada in the tournament. That's how much they trust him. But everybody else got turned around. They got mesmerized by the puck. Sometimes the most dangerous guy on the ice is the guy without the puck. And now let's see if it stands up and we go to the third period with a 3-3 tie.
simple but sweet celly from Shane Pinto, showing off the beautiful USA Hockey sweaters as the official is taking another look. Again, it was a clear goal. The only question was, did it happen before the buzzer?
See the two Canada fans right behind the referee? They're going to give us a great indication where this is going.
In onesies, no less. It is Boxing Day after all.
Here we go. They'll tell the scorers. They'll come out. Poker face on.
No goal. Waved off.
Canada dodges a bullet, but I'll tell you what. For the U.S., no goal, not great. However, they pick up a little momentum at the end of the period here by getting themselves on the power play and getting a good chance, something that they were just starting to get in that last minute and a half.
Last 20 with a man advantage. Dave Starman, good thing, bad thing, indifferent.
Well, sometimes it's always great to have the man advantage,
of course.
Fresh ice, right? It's amazing how many times teams come out of the dressing room to start a period on the power play and are flat on that power play because they've been sitting around for 15 minutes. They haven't gotten that first touch in. They haven't gotten their legs moving, so it'll be interesting to watch how the U.S. does come out. I'm not so sure it is the biggest advantage coming out on the power play.
Canadians pressuring right off the draw. About 90 seconds to go on this American power play. And to give you a good look at that Shane Pinto attempted buzzer beater during the intermission report. And that opposite end camera giving you a clear look at the light going off before, well before Pinto was able to get the shot off.
Wallstrom's got great hands, but he's made two mistakes today in overhandling a puck in a tight spot.
Zach Jones dancing in. His shot is wide of Nico Dawes. He's dug out. Back to the point. Robertson gives it over to Oliver Wallstrom. Rolls up in the far circle. Jones and Wallstrom now to Bobby Brink near side. He's got some room to roam. Turns back around and gives it to the point. 40 seconds left. Shot from the point off the shoulder. Canadian defenseman. Looked like Drysdale. Now it's in the far corner and kept in at the line. Good keep by Jones. Throws it back. Dawes plays it. Brink holds it. 20 seconds to go. Brink patient. Looking for the man in front of Nico Dawes, but his pass slid wide of the stick. So 15 seconds left, and Jones has to retrieve it.
Now, they may score in the next 10. We see what I mean? But sometimes you come out of the room and it's just not sharp yet. You're not in sync yet.
United States 2 for 2 on the power play going into this man advantage, and it looks like they'll fall to 2 and 3. They trail 3-2. Slap shot. Got through to Dawes, but his pad was down. Here comes Team Canada. Ty Dellandrea. Dallas Stars prospect has the puck taken away from him by Big John Beecher, representing the Bruins organization. He gives it to Cole Caulfield. Looking to snipe. His shot was blocked.
Oh, that was Beecher on the back check all the way down, too. Beecher chased his man all the way down, went low, got below the goal line, swung around, came up with the puck on the other side. That's a great 200-foot effort by 17 and White.
Certainly comes from an athletic family. His father played lacrosse. His mom was a track and field and cross-country star in college. Now Beecher, the 30th overall pick a year ago, played for Team USA.
You watch Beecher, you think Tage Thompson played on this team a couple of years ago when they won gold. They kind of remind me of each other. Big men who can skate well.
Parker Ford charging the net. His feed was tapped off the pad of Dawes. Big fan of Parker Ford. Been passed over in the draft a couple times. He's eligible once again in 2020. Currently playing Providence College.
And he is the perfect Providence College player, too.
Is he ever?
Nate Lehman has built a great thing there in Providence. And he's got guys that are edgy and skilled, physical, and they go right at you. Providence is a fun team to watch because they just play hard.
There's Ford again. He rifles one off the glass. Canada going the other way. 16 and a half to go. Canada up by 1. Toe drag. Lafreniere's shot was blocked. Now picked up by Nolan Foote. He has a goal earlier in this game. Backhand keeps it in. Lafreniere looking across, trying to feed Bowen Byram, but it sailed out of his reach. Foot below the goal line. Over to Keel Thomas, now back to the point. Byram. Plays his junior hockey for Vancouver in the Western League. A turnover by Team Canada. Trevor Zegras will flip it in. Pavanka giving chase. Must be a pretty neat World Junior Championships for Jacob and his family. His father Michael starred for Czechoslovakia back in the 80s, played in 3 World Junior Championships, and captain for 2.
A couple of legacy kids on the U.S. Bobby Brink's in that same boat. .15.5. Dumped in by the Canadians. Picked up by Lavoie. He backhands it into the slot. Nobody home for the United. Well, there were 3 players there for the United States, but none had it. Hacking away was Lavoie. Bounces over the net of Spencer Knight. Can't have 2 guys that are 6'2", be that soft on their sticks in front of the net. Samuelson and Pinto got outworked a little bit in the hard area.
Here's Pinto trying to chip it ahead to himself. Couldn't quite do it. Caulfield will hack it back to him. Canadians take over for just a brief moment. Now picked up by Keandre Miller.
I'm trying to think back if Hunter and Michael Pavanka were on those same Caps teams. I think they were. Got to make you feel old when you're coaching against one of your teammates' kids.
Time slows down for none of us, Dave Starman. With Dave and Jill Savage, Stephen Nelson here. We'll cover every USA Hockey game in this World Junior Championship. Another one tomorrow, same time, same place. Team USA against a fun Germany team. Introduce you to them as that broadcast gets going at 1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. local in Ostrava. Right now, our focus on the last 14 and change of this one, the United States and Canada. Better rivalry in all of sports.
It's been a good in-your-face defensive period so far for the U.S. since they got off the penalty kill.
Trying to generate more 5-on-5 action and chances of the Americans.
It's been a lot of ping pong. It's been a lot of up the walls, but I think the U.S. has been really good and much better than they were in the second and taking away time and space here.
Gloves on the ice.
And more of that. They're using the windshield as opposed to trying to force a play up the gut.
One floats into the corner. Emberson throws it back, but it's kept in by Byram. Canada setting up shot. Addison's shot off the legs. And now taken by Bobby Brink, who will flip forward and go for a change. The United States has won the last 4 meetings against Team Canada. Overall, in this World Junior Championship tournament, Canadians hold a 32-11-3 edge. Excellent video essay done by our colleague and friend John Paul Morosi. If you missed it, you can head to the NHL Network social channels and give that a watch. Even though this game's almost over, it'll hype you up all over again. 12:54 left. Thrown back in front of Dawes. The shot patted away by Nico Dawes. Great response for the Canadian netminder.
Oh, Wallstrom and Pinto using their size in their hands to create a good play off a really good forecheck where they gained possession.
Point blank opportunity for the red, white, and blue. Turnover. Foot into the middle. Lafreniere swallowed up by Spencer Knight. Nico Dawes. He's locked in and trying to preserve a 1-goal lead for Team Canada.
Low part of the ice. I love Byram in the flow. Give him a little tap on the pads.
Now Nico Dawes showing off those pads. He spent 5 hours designing those things, especially for the World Junior Championship. They came in handy there. Backhand in front to the high circle. Shot sails wide of Spencer Knight. Kept in by the Canadians. Floating.
We've had a great shot first mentality, I think, in this game. It's just something to point out and keep an eye on if you're watching at home, especially with young players. I've never ever heard a coach turn to his team and say shoot less. And Canada's just done a really good job. And every time they get an opportunity, even if it's not a great one, just putting a puck to the front of the net.
Hey, speaking of rivalries, the final game of this season's rivalry series is coming to Anaheim, California at Honda Center when the United States women's national team battles Canada on the 8th of February. The opening face-off is set for 7 o'clock. Get tickets online at HondaCenter.com or at the Honda Center box office.
become a wonderful hockey rivalry between these two countries at every level.
Turnover by Team Canada. Now at the point, Emberson has it, holding, bounces off some sticks. Now picked up by Trevor Zegras, speaking of Honda Center. It'll be his future home. Anaheim Ducks prospect. He had the puck poked away from him, though.
Again, bad pack management. You get within 5 feet of the blue line. That's a gray zone. You're on your backhand. You're not in a position to straight. As you're coming up the wall, you realize you're going to run out of space. Scissor it down the wall. Get the puck low and start over.
Back comes Connor McMichael. High off the glass, rattles all the way around to the stick of Ty Smith. Stastny just out of his reach. Taken over now by Lavoie. Works into the middle, shot off the stick and just softly floats into the glove of Knight.
Well, at the end of period number 2, the U.S. thought they had a power play goal. You can clearly see the green light is on. That green light goes on automatically as the horn sounds and the clock hits 0. U.S. stuck with it. And they were just a second too late on a really good play to generate what would have been the tying goal.
It was the would-be goal scorer in Shane Pinto, and went with the first pick of round number 2 in last year's draft. 8 goals, 6 assists in 17 games played for Brad Berry in North Dakota. Off the draw, Canada wins. Up behind Knight. Dudas. To the point. Bounces in to the forehand. Foodie's shot. Stopped by Knight. Now Ty Emberson. The 4 Wisconsin Badgers representing for Tony Granato's club in the Big Ten here at this World Junior Tournament. Jordan Harris got some room, skates it into the offensive zone. Looking ahead, Caulfield is there with Drury. Back to the point, Samuelson to the stick of Drury. Dawes able to slide across and make the stop and cover.
Really good cross ice indirect in the direction of Cole Caulfield. First you can see the save as Foodie gets his stick loose, wins a little one-on-one battle in front of the net and gets a chance. And Spencer Knight has been terrific here in period number 3 for the U.S. in giving them an opportunity to stay in this game and fight to tie it up. And a real good rush, I thought, by the U.S. Puck went down the corner. Cross ice, little chip in play, and the U.S. was able to generate a chance off it on a really good indirect to open space.
This guy might be the greatest clapper I've ever seen. All right, 3-2 Canada. 10:26 left. United States looking to tie things up after it jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first. Canada 3 unanswered in the second. What have your impressions been of Spencer Knight thus far? So much attention and hype on him. American netminder coming into this tournament on this big international stage. Of course, first round pick, 13th overall to the Panthers. Early going thoughts.
Well, everybody talked about how great our under-18 team was last year, what a special group it was, and these coaches have the opportunity to be behind some of them right now. Sometimes Knight got overshadowed because of how good his offensive players were, but it's amazing how many big saves and how many game-changing saves he would make when those high-skill guys decided to let it fly and play 5 on the go. Knight was a big reason why a lot of those offensive players could generate more than maybe they should have, because they knew he was back there to make big stops.
Oh, Joe Veleno dancing in, taken down, penalty on Spencer Stastny. Just a few moments after it looked like the Canadians might have gotten away with a high stick on the far boards. They're heading back to the power play, trying to extend the lead.
Linesman's or the referee's hand is halfway up as soon as that stick gets parallel to the ice.
Veleno out on that first power play unit, along with his good buddy Alexis Lafreniere. They're match calling a line together.
Now you got an off winger on the wall here. If you can scramble the puck behind, you can get a blast right out. That's the beauty of having a defenseman on their off wing against the wall on a defensive zone draw.
3 goals for Team Canada have been spun around Spencer Knight's net. 1 high blocker, 1 high glove, and 1 5-hole. Canadian power play. 6 shots as far to pass. Now Lafreniere back to Veleno. Across the slot, Hayton rifles it high and wide. Veleno checked off there by Parker Ford. Good work by the Friar, Providence College. Canadians have reset. Lafreniere gives it on to Veleno. Back to Lafreniere. He's dancing through to his backhand pass across. Score! Alexis Lafreniere feeding Hayton. 4-2 Canada.
This all starts with a one face-off by Canada. They got some possession time. Then when it came out, they would have come back in. U.S. couldn't change. They got some tired bodies on the ice. Nice little flip down the wall, and then Canada went to work as they get Lafreniere into the middle, and the backdoor play for the third time in the game produces a power play goal for Canada. Look how quick Lafreniere gets to the front of the net, and how much strength and speed he gets out of his glide on his edges. And all Barrett Hayton had to do was put his stick down and go to the front of the net, and he has been an absolute marksman for Team Canada.
Hayton with his second career World Junior Championship goal, both in this game, both on the power play. Canadians have doubled up the United States with 9 minutes to go.
Good skill play forced the U.S. to take a penalty, and that penalty turns into a power play goal for Canada. Canada's skill draws a penalty and then goes to work to get a power play goal.
Shot from the point, widen off the boards. Bounces to Trevor Zegras. His pass to Curtis Hall. Hall to his backhand, falling, throws it on net, and Dawes will cover. You talk about good skill play from Team Canada. Looking for more good simple plays from the United States.
Listen, coaching staff said it earlier in the day. Scotty Sandlin said it to me this morning. Puck management, key area, is going to be a big part of this game. Canada goes to work, and it was just another play where it's a quick chip down the wall. Canada, instead of playing with it, they gained the zone, they kept it moving north. That's what their head coach, Dale Hunter, wants. And because of it, and because of the skill and speed of Lafreniere, they get a puck to the front of the net.
Bouncing puck out of the reach of Liam Foudy. And now controlled by Ty Emberson. Give it over to his partner, Zach Jones. To the skates of Cole Caulfield.
If you're the U.S. right now, yeah, you got skill, yeah, you've got structure, but the mentality's got to be anything that you get netward, you do it. Keep shots, the distance shot, keep it low and get rebounds. Flood the front of the net, get the heart rate up, get some scrambles. Maybe you draw a power play in the process. Their power plays been pretty good.
If you're just tuning in and aren't super familiar with the format of the World Junior Championships, this is just preliminary round play, Group B play. And in Group B for the United States, you have Canada, Russia, the Czech Republic, and the Germans. They'll play every team, and that'll set up the standings heading into the medal round.
We often talk about you're in a group, 3 of the big 5, and the U.S. is. Try not to finish third.
Dancing in on Knight to the backhand. There was Ty Smith, but Knight, big frame, cut him off and gloved it down.
And the reason I say that is if you're the third place team on your side, you're going to get the second place team on the other side, more than likely. That's going to be Sweden or Finland, and that is a tricky endeavor in a one-game single elimination. Canada with a good rush off the wall. Smith drops it off, and there's Lafreniere again. Good plays, and then a good net drive to the front as Canada gets a chance. Ty Smith reminds me a whole lot of a very young Jeff Petrie.
I love the comps from Dave Starman. I think it helps familiarize fans with these young prospects who they haven't seen maybe ever coming into today. There's a quick shot, score, Nick Robertson. What a release. It's now 4-3.
U.S. gets out, gets some speed through the neutral zone, and get some space. Use the defenseman as a screen. What did we just say? You get open ice, put a puck to the net, see what happens. This one, a lot happened. Robertson is so good at getting under a defenseman to get his shots through. Use the D as a screen. I wonder if that might have nicked off the defenseman and changed direction just slightly as Dawes looked completely beaten and a little shocked as the puck came to him. But what a wrister by Robertson, and it produces a one-shot game.
Maple Leafs prospect averaging better than a goal per game. Peterborough in the OHL scores his first goal this tournament. And equals his brother's total from last year's tournament. Jason finished with a goal and 6 assists in 7 games played for Team USA.
A penalty on Canada here.
Ice sticking the call. There's Dale Hunter, very familiar with this tournament.
He and his brother, Dave, a scouting colleague of mine in Seattle, both played in this tournament when it was first sanctioned as the World Junior Tournament 42 years ago. In Czechoslovakia, there's the penalty, is stick to the chops, and the U.S. will get a chance to go on the power play. And their power play has been pretty good.
That's Quentin Byfield. Talked a lot during this telecast about Ian Lafreniere, regarded as the top 2 prospects for next year's draft.
What a play by Jacob Bernard Docker, 5 in red. Took an inside track after he won the puck, used his body to shield off an attacker and got the puck up short side. What a clear.
A lot of hockey left. And here comes Bobby Brink working to his backhand. Kicked away by Nico Dawes. There's Robertson to the point. Floats on, blockered away by Dawes. Wahlstrom chips it to Robertson. Robertson in the right circle, his pass across. Good stick from Aiden Dudas. Kings 4th rounder in 2018. Fresh legs out on the ice. Here comes Robertson looking for more wide of the net of Dawes. Kept in the zone though. Minute left on the Byfield penalty. Here's Bobby Brink. Holding Brink around the net. Has Robertson and Pinto in front. Back up to the top. Wahlstrom. Pressure goes off the boards to Jones. Jones shot from the point. That bounces away from Dawes. 44.
U.S. on a long shift right now. Remember, the guys that are out there now started the power play. Canada's gotten a change. They're about to get a second one.
Here's Liam Foudy. Knight has to just throw it into the corner and allow the United States to get to fresh legs. But as they go for a change, though, tricky spot. And now taken by Zegras. Arthur Kaliev pressured. He has to give it back to Cole Caulfield. 15 seconds left on the United States power play. Kaliev looking for the one-timer, covered up by Dawes as Turcotte tries to hack away.
Well described by you. Tricky spot as Canada had fresh legs on the ice and almost pulled off a shorty. Real good net drive here by Brink. It was a big-time play by Ball to delay Brink's arrival at the net. You see Ball with the long stick. If Brink gets through quickly, he has options. Maybe short side, maybe he freezes the goalie, goes long side, but he's got more room to work with. Because Ball got his stick in the way, it gave the goaltender a better opportunity and more time to size up where Brink wanted to go.
Jack Drury on the draw against Joe Veleno. Canadians paying a lot of mind to Cole Caulfield, and understandably so. Record setter for the United States National Team Development Program. Off the draw, here's Caulfield in the middle of it as the power play expires for Team USA. We're back at even strength with 5 minutes to go. DeAndre Miller on ahead now. Alex Turcotte and Smith briefly battle. Taken out by Byfield. He ushers it forward, and it's dumped in by Dylan Cousins. Knight will play it off the glass. Kept in at the line.
Dry on Turcotte, 15 and white as this game goes on. He should play a ton, and he's sneaky. Now, it's hard to describe a high pick like that as sneaky, but he can manufacture something out of nothing between his skating ability, his hands, and an incredibly high compete level.
Final 4:15. Heart's starting to pump a little bit more. This rivalry game, a 1-goal game. Trying to work in was Trevor Zegras. He's got some good hands. He's had the puck taken away by Nolan Foote.
Look at Turcotte. I think Ryan O'Reilly at times.
Turcotte went 5th overall. And after Jack Hughes and Capo Caco, as Dawes covered up the shot from the point, it's kind of like, well, now the draft starts at 3. Ultimately, Kirby Doc, Canadian prospect, went to the Hawks, and Turcotte fell to L. Started to change a little bit in favor of the Americans.
My feeling is it really started in 2010 in Saskatoon. The U.S. played a great New Year's Eve game. They wound up losing it in a shootout. that might have been one of the great World Junior games of all time. And then they won the gold medal game, blew a 2-goal lead late, and won the game in overtime with a goal by John Carlson to get a penalty.
Yep, and a power play upcoming for Team USA as Shane Pinto went into the boards hard. Looks like Ty Dellandrea, 13th overall pick in 2018 of the Dallas Stars. Dale Hunter goes, show you one more time.
Good clean win. It's right there. And the U.S., I'm not sure that was actually, you know what, on that look, that's not a penalty. I think Pinto was going low to be, no, actually, yes, it was. That's a good call. Much better angle, and that's why I always say to people, it's hard to judge these calls, because don't forget, the referees are not seeing the same angle you are. They might actually have a better angle. They might not have as great an angle, depending on how the call looks. They're seeing it in real time.
Now setting up shop for another power play, 5th one of the game, is Team USA. Pinto scored the opener. Gives it back to Bobby Brink. Brink is checked off by Veleno, but it's held in by Zach Jones. Now to Brink. Down to the goal line. Robertson tries to pass across. We're tied up. Team USA strikes on the man advantage. It's 4-4. Shane Pinto with his second.
The underscore narrative of this game is going to be stupid penalties leading to power play goals, but that's the side part of it. This is a really nice play. Robertson picks it up. Look at Pinto. He's just hunting for open space. Stick down, and it gets through. Ball on that side of the ice. That his hands full with Robertson, Pinto, and Brink. As this entire game went on, ball went up to challenge, and Bernard Docker, as he tries to go low, his teammate from the University of North Dakota, Shane Pinto, is there. You want to throw some blame here, too. Lazy stick by the goaltender Dawes. That puck was in his neighborhood. Probably should have taken it with the stick. Never gets across to Pinto. But Pinto stick down Robertson. Bullseye, 4-4.
Third power play goal for Team USA. Oh, look at it. Turnover in front of Spencer Knight. Alexis Lafreniere reclaims the lead for Team Canada. Oh, Bubba, no.
Wow, as the U.S. wins the face-off, they're in great shape here. And Miller, that is just the last thing you want to do. I mean, you're talking about tie game under 5 minutes. You got to know the time, you got to know the score, you got to sometimes play to the clock. And Miller tries to go D to D through traffic on a hellacious set forecheck off a face-off. The easiest thing to do with that puck is turn and go up the wall with it, or keep taking it down low into a safe zone. Miller's a tremendous player. What a mistake.
So Lafreniere, who had the primary assist on both of Barrett Hayton's goals, gets a tally of his own, and it's back to a 1-goal lead for Team Canada as we're into the final 3 minutes of play in regulation. United States has to quickly regroup. 2 goals, 1 aside, 8 seconds apart. 1 from Pinto, 1 from Lafreniere. He's at it again. Working against Jordan Harris.
The greatest challenge for a really, really talented elite player is knowing that you have skill, but also knowing when to use it and when to rely on the safety. Miller's got tremendous hands and tremendous skill, and he tried to do too much.
Now Oliver Wahlstrom. Islanders prospect working to his left. Canceled off. But still in the offensive zone for Team USA. And now finally taken out, but picked up by Drury. 2 minutes left. Trevor Zegras. Got some energy in those legs, going to try and use them and generate a tally that ties this game as the puck goes out of play.
Referee's coming together to determine if this was put out of play intentionally. And the Canadian bench is saying they got the puck.
Garrett Hayton pleading his case.
Behind the net.
Ooh.
Trying to see whether or not it was tipped. Didn't look it there, did it?
No, it did not. United States wants to delay a game. Canada saying it was deflected off a stick.
Hard to tell from that angle.
I think that view from the goal cam was the best look.
No, I'm not sure if the coaching staff had a puck in their pocket just for that reason. Hey, the puck didn't go out of play. I really had one. If they did, that would be one of the great tricks of all time.
Oh, and a fan in Ostrava has a souvenir.
And we're going to stay 5-on-5 here. Okay, so now, remember, the U.S. has a timeout in the bank here. And you got to talk about pulling the goaltender now, too, and executing your 6-on-5 play. That's a heck of a catch.
Now, a thing to keep in mind during a World Junior Championship is goal differential. That's something that helps generate standings heading into the medal round.
No, that was into the bench, so that's legit. But now the one thing you're talking about is, do you call timeout? Do you get the goalie out? You got to play for the win. So if you're 5-4, it's one thing if you're 7-4. You're
I agree.
5-4, got to go play for the win. So the face-off, from where the puck got launched, it'll be a left wing circle face-off for the United States. Let's go back to the Miller goal. Miller a little bit under pressure. And tight to the body, and a puck protect might have been a safe play here. That was a real good forecheck and real good job by Foot. He forced Miller into a bad spot.
And a tough spot for Spencer Knight.
Off this draw, you got a couple different options. Probably have a left-handed centerman to take the face-off. And obviously, if you can win it straight back to the point, possibly go D to D for a quick shot, great, because you'll break your two forwards in the middle, possibly to the net, or you scramble it behind, put somebody on their off wing against the wall. Knight comes out, you scramble it just slightly behind the centerman, and have that winger jump for it, carry it to the middle for a quick shot from a shorter distance.
Here is Keandre Miller, alternate captain for Team USA, lamenting
There's the
his
off wing
turnover.
on the wall. Left-handed centerman.
Caulfield, right part of the circle behind Shane Pinto. One by Drury. Caulfield feeds it back. He has it now. At the point, there's Wahlstrom and Jones. Wahlstrom down into the corner. Off the stick. Now along the half wall. Wahlstrom is there with Pinto. Lafreniere jockeying for possession. Ball with a big check. That sends Robertson to the ice. Now the puck still held. Empty net for the United States, 1:20 left. They're down by 1. Jones loses it. Lafreniere picks it up, feeds it forward, and it looks like Team Canada will ice it. An empty net goal makes it 6-4 with 1:09 remaining. Ty Dellandrea with the tally.
Puck was up by the blue line, and the U.S. gets caught without a lot of space to operate in, and that causes the turnover. Puck is in tight, up at the blue line, trying to make a play, trying to get through traffic, long sticks, gets knocked away. Canada goes the route and seals the game. A couple of things to think about here, and yes, there is still time in the game. A couple things to think about here. Scott Sandlin, when we were sitting in Plymouth, said this is going to be an evolution as this tournament goes on. We can lose a game and be okay, but as this tournament goes on with a young group of forwards up front, this will be a game where every game we find out something about ourselves. I think the one thing that they found out was the combination of hockey IQ and skill has to be there. The skill is definitely there. I thought puck management for large parts of this game was not where it needs to be to win a gold medal.
On the Hockey Canada side, what a day for Alexis Lafreniere. Looked at as the #1 prospect for the next draft, the reigning CHL Player of the Year, a 4-point contest against Team USA. 3 primary assists and a goal. As it stands right now, would be the game-winning goal.
I think guarantee you both coaches are going to talk to their teams about bad penalties. Because there are some penalties in this game that when you look back at them, you say, what were you doing? Just bad, lazy penalties where you're just not thinking about the consequences of the play. Yes, international rules are different. Some of those calls might not be calls. And the leagues these guys are playing, and so getting used to the officiating will take some time, but there are a couple of really sloppy penalties both ways.
Now I say this preface this by saying that competition has a lot to do with the stat. But the United States had won 13 consecutive World Junior Championship opening games going back to 2007. Last one was an overtime loss to Germany, a team that they will play tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern here on NHL Network.
I mean, the Germans opened the game. Remember, those two teams played the pre-tournament. It was a pretty good game for 2 periods, and then Cole Caulfield exploded for 4 goals.
Team USA and Germany did link up. As you mentioned, it was hard to get any rhythm in that game. There were so many whistles, so many penalties. So we'll see if they can get rolling and provide a fun one tomorrow. And as the final horn sounds for a Team Canada victory, Bowen Byram and Curtis Hall share a dance with the officials.
Oh, if you're an American hockey fan, obviously it's not the result you want, but an entertaining game. This is what the World Junior Tournament is. It's games like this that change in a heartbeat.
So quick.
One quick mistake by a young player, one great play by somebody who's going to be an impact guy in the National Hockey League for the next 15 years. That's this tournament. And when you take 2 teams with the depth of the United States and Canada, the smallest of errors, the smallest margin of error can become the biggest factor in whether a team wins or loses a game. And you saw it on display today, which could have gone either ways.
Did any part of either the result or the contest at large surprise you today? Anything that you didn't expect happened?
I thought the U.S. puck management would be a little bit better, to be honest with you. But the one thing I did like about the U.S. was their resolve, and that's, I think, a team takes on the personality of its coach, and I think this team will take on Scott Sandler's personality as it goes on, where they're